Hello and welcome to the channel. If it's your first time, I'm Simon. This is Top of the World and this is my shop. I've been commissioned to build a small house over a water pump. A lot of houses, cabins, remote areas all have their water taken from wells via pumps. A lot of people that don't live here full time arrive early summer and have to set up their pump. And as they get older, this is becoming more of an issue. And pumps surrounded by little houses, it just makes it cleaner, tidier. This particular pump's actually just in a hole. And doesn't do the owner any good, don't do the pump any good, don't do the electrics any good. I'm going to raise it up out the hole and build a little house for it. So I've knocked up the base. This is pressure impregnated timber, but I'm still going to add more oil to it. I've also taken the liberty of helping my installation and future access. By doing this, underneath here existing, the pump's in a hole and two big pipes have got to come up and electricity. This is going to help me feed the pipes through this building as I drag it onto site. It's also going to allow me future access should I need to get underneath this. So let's put some of that, some of you remember the porch and the stairs we did up in the mountain a few years ago. We used some nasty black oil that I had mixed up. So we're going to use that again and give this a good coating underneath and on top because this is the floor, and then we can start the walls and the build. So for you engine oil advocates, no, still not engine oil. I've explained this. I don't use engine oil, used engine oil, new engine oil, anything to do with engines, anywhere near wood. This is a wood impregnated oil with a black pigment that I like to use under the stairs, in the ground with framework for stairs. Anywhere that's near the ground that doesn't need to be a colour, I like to use that. So that's the base done. Now we'll start framing the walls. I suppose the first thing I should do is decide on the size of the door. So the requirements for this is really to house the pump and to be able to stand up. So, for those of you who don't know, everybody here has a bad back, right? Mine's as bad as all of them. So you just need to be able to get in and stand up. It doesn't need to be anything great, it's just housing a water pump. But where you have to bend down or go down, or this is a young man's game, and we're building things for older men that are starting to struggle with the hard life and the grind of life here. So we need to be able to stand up. You don't have to stand up to go through the door, because obviously a bash in the face does everybody world of good. So we'll have a look for a door, and then that will decide the height.
yeah. Sorry, I was like, what?
Right, they're not squared off, and the reason they're not squared off is this bit of concrete here is not level. There's a split here. This is on a slope, and the main floor here is level, so I'm going to have to move that from there to here so that I can square the frame, and then I can start building the gables and the ridge. Right, well, you're not even going to believe this one. Of all the other problems I've had, I actually ran out of storage and it just shut down. Right, so I finished cutting the rafters and I put the ridge up and you missed all of that. Anyway, this is going to look a lot different to anything else I built, and there's a reason for that. And that's because I like doing things that are different each time. Does the customer know this is what they're getting? No idea. No idea. Anyway, there it is. So we've got an extreme pitch on this. We like this. Right. It's very different. So you can see how close we've come to head height. I'm on the ground at the minute. None of this is screwed in, this being head height. Okay, so we've got a bit of adjustment to do on the middle one on that side, and we can screw that lot together. Getting everything in the middle and getting everything lined up. That's not quite lined up. Yeah, that's basically what we had in mind. That is. So we can screw that lot off now, and then all we've got to do is clad it and put a bit of tin on it and paint it. So I'll screw the roof off, square it all up. That's enough. And you can see the two boards there that lift out to allow me access underneath to get all the pipe work up. There we go, end of day one. And then tomorrow we'll make the door, paint it, trim it, put the roof on. And deliver it. That's my aim, that's my goal. And somebody's ready for their dinner. It's dinner? Is it? It's dinner time? Is it? Are we going? Are we finished? Yeah? You go see Mummy? Where's Mummy? Is she not out there? I can assure you. Anyway, there we go, day one, done. That's all I can do today. It's 1,800 hours. That's enough for me. Very nice. Actually, I like that. I like the pitch. I like the pitch. Loving that. Loving that, loving that. Well, there's no good angle from the sun, is there? Good enough for a water pump. I don't know how easily these boards come out. Oh yeah. There you go, that one and the one next to it. Now we go and load it up and deliver it. So that's been sat there for a couple of days while I've been waiting for bits, which I now have, parts, alterations. So let me show you the situation. This is what we've got at the moment. We've got a hole in the ground. Really? Get the tree then. Come on, get the tree. That's it. Good boy. So we've got a pump, which is in the ground. It's just a hole in the ground. So we've got to raise the electrics there, lengthen both pipes, get the pump out of it, build a box around the pumps, insulate it, fill the hole back in, and then sit the said house on top of it with the pipes and the electrics sticking out so we can get them inside. So the first thing to do is get that pump out of it, mark up the relevant pipes so I know which one goes to the house and which one comes from the well. The well is there and the house is there and the pump is there. So we'll extend the electrics, get the pump out of it. So I've got some, what I've been waiting for is not in the side door. So all of these pumps have this plastic twist grip stuff, and a lot of pumps here have to be dismantled, and this is just a pain in the backside. So I've got these, I've ordered these, and I hope that I've ordered the right thread, and these are quick release pipe fittings. So we screw this end into the pump and we heat up and put this end onto the pipe, and we should be able to connect and reconnect, disconnect quickly and without the mess and without the constant damaging on the pipes. And like in this scenario, every year when they take it apart, all the bits that go inside these, they lose. So that's my solution. We're just hoping that we've got the right size thread to go into the pump. Right, so that's going there, that's the idea. So that's the pump out, disconnected. I put 2 new 90-degree bends at the bottoms of the pipes. Put a couple of extender pieces on and brought the electric cable all up through this box, which I'm now going to fill with insulation. But before I fill with insulation, you notice I filled in the hole. Thank heavens it's all sand. Hey, all sand. Except that's staying where it was. So the original plan was to come here with the tractor, which is about an hour's drive in the tractor for 5 minutes work, and then an hour's drive back. So it's taken me 2.5 hours to fill this hole in, so I think that's better, really. So now what I'm going to do is I've got some concrete slabs in there. I'm just going to put 2 rows down, ready for that to sit onto, and then that'll give me the height where I can cut the box off, backfill it with insulation, and then we're ready to put that in place. Likewise, when I brought the tractor with the bucket, I was going to bring the forks and lift that into place. Well, I'm not now. I'm literally going to reverse the trailer up to here, probably strap it to that tree and drive the trailer away. Yeah, something like that. Anyway, so I'm going to put 2 rows of slabs down in their level then. I know what height to cut my box off and whether I need to use any more of this sand to level up anywhere. Ready to put the little house in place. Yeah, he's having a whale of a time. Anyway, why are there mosquitoes on the 21st of September? Well, because it's not cold enough yet. It was cold overnight, very cold overnight. But we've still got these weird warm temperatures. I don't know what's going on. We've had rain all summer and now it's warm when it should be cold. Anyway, trees look spectacular. I think you'll agree. Okay, this is what I've got. Which has given me a bit of another problem, and this is underside of floor, and these pipes are not flexible, but I've got an idea for that. So I bought various things with me this morning, including my dog, didn't we, to help me. Straps and a bar, most importantly above all else an ash pole, because everything involves an ash pole. Right, what I might do is I might push this to the back of the trailer and then a bit when I get it into place so I can stick the pipes up. I've got the trailer plus this gives me enough distance without having to tip this over. Otherwise I could tip it over and walk it into place because I think it's light enough. However, do I want to test myself with that? Downside is if it falls over, I'm in a mess then. So I suppose the next thing to do is attach the van to the trailer and reverse it up somewhere near where I want it. If not where I want it. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. Yeah, I think something like that. something like that. The easiest way I can think of doing it, really. Okay, perfect. Not really sure how I do that, but I'm glad I do. Okay, how perfect are we? Yeah, pretty good. I could shuffle it back a bit more if I wanted to, but I don't want to. So, yeah, we're good. Okay. Yeah, it's Casper inspecting the work. Right then. Here we go. Electrics are in. Pipe's coming up through the floor. Pump's going to stand at the back there. I've got two 90-degree elbows there, and this is what we're converting it to. So this is basically a quick release system. We're going to heat up the pipe and insert those into the pipe, and then we're going to insert this end, one into there and one into there, and then it'll just push together and clamp together and just pull apart, and you don't have to undo all these things and it damages the pipe and they leak and it's terrible carry on. Anyway, so these marvellous things, made in China. Male, I've torn through the thing on the female. Alright, well. Anyway, cheap, strong, and makes life easy. Okay, let's install those onto that pump. Oh, a little bit of peace and quiet. 5 minutes of relaxing. Oh. What are you doing, Simon? Sitting by the river enjoying the view. Well, I did the view for me mum, the colours on the mountain. I'm hoping you can see them. And I did the coffee for myself. And Casper seems to be drinking plenty of mosquito infested water as opposed to drinking from the fresh river, which is right behind me. So I'm enjoying the fruits of my labour. That's what I'm doing. Finish the job, have 5 minutes sitting by the river. Normally I'd be facing the other way, but I had a feeling somebody was going to creep up behind me. You know when you have that feeling, and there you are. Anyway, look at that. How's fishing been going, Simon? Badly, if I'm honest. So there's been no fishing videos this year. Right, much to the disappointment of a couple of you. Most of you probably couldn't give a flying fickle as to whether I'm going fishing or not. Anyway, there's been nothing to film because I haven't caught any fish, and it's been raining every day and the wind's been blowing. It's been like the sea. And then when I have gone out, because I've gone out on such a rare occasion, my Sarah wanted to go as well. So, you know, there goes the filming and there's nothing to film. It's been really that bad. Anyway, I should sit a bit more upright because it's that digging. I don't do my back any good. Anyway, so I'm going to enjoy my nice cup of coffee and then I'll take you for a short walk to the pump house and show you what we've got down there. Not sure what I've got to say about that. He's also enjoying 5 minutes. He enjoys every 5 minutes, if I'm honest. So there's two ideas behind this. Firstly, obviously this is much nicer, needs a step, much nicer than that pump being in a hole. Also, so the pump can be easily removed and placed in there. So I'm hoping this door's going to stay still. So the idea of these, is we can flip them open like so. And that's the pump completely disconnected. And then when you put the pump back in, there, it really is that simple. That's all there is to it. To connect the pump and disconnect the pump, it's that quick and that easy, and that's the whole purpose of it. So now what we do is, because we're in winter and the owner's gone, that door, stop. We disconnect the pump. Now I have already fully drained it. We unplug it from the mains, like so. We set the pump upside down like that, and that's it, disconnected and winterized. And that's the idea of those, easy and quick, because the nuisance has always been these connectors, undoing these connectors and redoing it. It's bad, but now I've got a solution. Didn't take much research to find those and get the right ones. And that's another nice little job done. We're now, I don't know, it's Friday the 20th or 21st of September 2024. Unbelievably, there's blue sky and the sun shining. It's probably about 9 or 10 degrees now. Should be a lot colder. Probably the last outside job of the year. Not that I don't appreciate them, I really do. But I've rushed to get this one done because it needs doing now. Done, finished. Customer's going to be really happy with that. It's much easier and much cleaner. So if you like the content, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not, it doesn't cost you anything, really helps the channel out and helps me continue to bring videos like this to you. Thank you all for joining me. We'll catch you on the next one. Bye for now.